So that's weird. I pull up the storage and there's some ducks out here.
They're extremely tame. There's a neighborhood with a lake, but it's like about a quarter of a mile. I don't know how they got here, if that's what they came from. You could tell they're used to being around people. Alright guys, I wanted to share this with y'all. This is something I use to test video games with a lot, and the reason is I'm not really a collector, so I don't like to have, you know, hang on to consoles really too much. This is a Hyperkin Retron 3. They have some other models out too, but I thought I'd give y'all a look at this one. Maybe give you an idea if you're thinking about getting into video games and you want to test them. Honestly, do I test all cartridge games? It depends. It really depends. Like, for instance, this game right here, Toe Jam and Earl, it's like a $35, $40 game. That will get tested. If I test a couple of games in a lot and they work and I'm going to lot them up, may or may not test every single one of them. So, I mean, it just depends. But these little things are awesome because they can play, this particular model can play NES, Super Nintendo, or Sega Genesis games. All you have to do, you power it up, put your game, and you see right now I've got, kind of messing with the pen, so it kind of screwed the screen up. I've got, if I hit reset, it should work. Yeah. So I've got Mario Duck Hunt in that slot, and I have Toe Jam and Earl in the Genesis slot. All you have to do to switch between the console types, hit this switch, and look, it switches over and plays that game. And then, like, I have Pac-Man in the Super Nintendo slot. There's Pac-Man. So it's pretty sweet. And if you don't have the controllers, you can just use these controllers that come with it. It comes with these like wireless IR controllers, but man, they're kind of a pain in the butt because they have to be aimed directly at the unit because they're infrared. They're not like radio frequency, so I typically don't use these. I keep like a Nintendo controller around. I've got a Super Nintendo controller around here somewhere too, if I want to, you know, like test a game here. And then I definitely have some Genesis controllers, which a lot of stuff uses those same controllers, so just something to think about. It's very handy. And look, they have controller ports for each system. Like, there's the Super Nintendo controller ports, there's the NES controller ports, and then over here are the Genesis controller ports. So I think I paid $15 for this thing at a yard sale, and I love it. I love having just one box. And like Nintendo's, I mean, like, I really don't even like dealing with the Nintendo consoles, NES consoles, because the pins are just a pain in the butt. Consoles aren't really worth that much anyway. I typically just stay away from them. This thing has great pins. The game works first time every time you stick it in. So to me, this is just a better way to do it. So just an idea. I'm not sure what they go for on eBay. Let me look. So doing a quick search for these Retron 3s. Get a brand new one, $54 free ship. That's not bad. Look, this one sold for $16 plus shipping, so $29. Now here's something interesting that I didn't know was going on. Some people are taking these Retrons. Hang on, there was a really interesting one here. Look, Retron 3, and then they're bundling games with it. That's kind of smart, huh? What's it come with? Look, they're bundling controllers and then some games. That's pretty damn smart. That's pretty smart. Like, if you could You could pick up some Retron 3s real cheap. That would be an interesting way to do it.
So yeah, I think it's a pretty good option if you're wanting to test games. Now the only thing I might be careful about is to remember that the pins on the Retron are much better than the pins your end customer is going to have. So just because your game works first push in and turn on the Retron doesn't mean the pins are like gonna work on their game, not the contacts on the game itself. So you still, I think any kind of cartridge game, you still want to hit those pins with at least some alcohol and a Q-tip before you ship, even if it works in there, because the pins in the Retron, especially in the case of NES, pins in the Retron are probably going to be more robust and like make better contact than the pins in your customer's NES. So just to avoid problems, I would clean those pins up on your games anyway. So just wanted to share with y'all.
Okay, so I tested all of these carts you see here are tested. I have two here and here that I could not get to work. 9 times out of 10, or even more than that, this will fix things. Yeah, I got a pretty good bit of junk off of there. There she goes. Alright, so this is an interesting little VCR that I picked up a couple of weeks ago, and I finally got it listed today. Look how it has these, like, it's cut out here, and man, it's so light. It's only a couple of pounds, maybe 3 pounds or so. Way lighter and smaller, so a lot easier to deal with. Look, my hand can spread out across the top of it. My hand's not that big. Check it out though. It's all plastic, so I mean it's cheaply made, but it works well. And I bought it for $2, sold it for $25 plus shipping, and it just took about 6 hours to sell. I don't mind that. I don't mind that, especially while I'm testing other stuff. It's not bad, and I'm throwing in a AV cable with it.
All right, guys, happy Saturday. Saturday now. I'm kind of stringing a few of these things together. So garage sales were kind of weak around here today. Probably something to do with Mother's Day, I'm sure. But I'll show you what I got anyway. I picked up a couple things. And I was only out for like 2 hours, so it's good to have most of the day left in front of me still.
Okay, I'm on that VCR grind right now, and I picked up this Sony SLV 789 HF. She actually had it playing when I walked up, so I know it works. Comes with the remote. Got these Converse for $1. All right, that is a tub full of audiobooks. They were asking $1, and I brought about like, I think 18 of them up to the lady. I said, hey, will you cut me a deal if I buy this many? And she did. She said she'd take 50 cents. And then she said, you don't want the rest of them? And she pointed over at the bucket. I'm like, yeah, if you make them cheap enough. I said, how about 30 cents for all? And, 30 cents a piece for all of them. And she took it. So I ended up paying $14. There was like 47 audiobooks there. So I'm going to lot those up. They do pretty well in lots. I've found. It's been a while, but they do pretty good. All right, this is a brand new part from Amazon. It's a blower assembly for, that's a 04 to 06 Scion XB or XA, and it's brand new. I paid $5 for it. I don't mind buying car parts like that. See, they never installed it or anything. It's still in there. So I'll do pretty well on that. Yesterday I showed y'all one of these Rainmate things. Guess what? I got another one today. What are the chances of that? I've never bought one of these before in my life. I buy them 2 days in a row. I only paid $1 for this one.
All right, so that is all I friggin' bought today, and I only spent, let's see, 14, 15, 20, 25, $26. I spent $26 today. So pretty slow day. But I got a lot of stuff that I brought in the past month or two that I haven't listed yet. So I don't mind that at all. I can get to work. Okay, I'm way out of this video. I want to talk about these toy dinosaurs that I'm listing. I'm lotting these up. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to price them at yet. But dinosaurs are worth looking at, guys. I've talked about, like, when you see board games or video games and you see like a dragon on them, you know, that's probably worth picking up. It's something to definitely, you know, whip your phone out and take a look at it. Same goes for these dinosaurs. If you see plastic dinosaurs that look innocuous enough like these guys, flip them over, see if you can find, like, a lot of times they'll have a name or a date on them. Okay, here it is on this dinosaur, Play School. Trying to get, there we go. Play School 1987. All rights reserved. These are the ones you want to, those you want to check out. Probably pick those up. A lot of them can be sold individually. I've seen them go as high as 30 a piece. Some people lot a couple of them up if they're not worth as much. But yeah, that's a pretty good little pile of dinosaur there. I've sold also quite a few of these kind of dinosaurs. These are older, I think. They might be in the same range. Well, this one's 1985, made in Hong Kong. You see that little imperial stamp right above the date? That's something to look out for. Those are fairly popular. Got another one over here. I don't think this one is anything special. But yeah, these little dinosaurs, I've sold quite a few of them over the years. They're worth looking at. All right, guys, this is the end of this vlog. I hope y'all have a great weekend and a great Mother's Day. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.